with? Who you with? Get crunk. Who you with? That is the question that so many of y'all real ones have for your homeboy first. I know that's what you're thinking. I know. My dog TD Toronte Day, he asked me on camera back when I interviewed him. Do y'all remember that?
First, my apology, bro. I know it don't normally happen, but I got to do you like this.
Okay.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
I got to put you on the hot seat.
He flipping the script. I'll put it on something. All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, come August, early September, D.I. Love will be taking a trip down south, headed down 49.
Okay.
Yeah, and we headed to this place called Hattiesburg.
I already know what's coming.
Yeah.
You gonna miss. I got a segment coming on that. You gonna
okay,
miss.
so I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's
gonna be some good work for me there. You okay? Yeah, I got that. I know that's coming. I'm brainstorming that one already, baby. You know, I already know what I'm gonna say, but they gotta wait on that. Okay,
you gotta wait on it. Okay.
Yeah. He trying to ask me, y'all. As a Jackson State man and a Southern Miss man, who I'm gonna go for, who I'm gonna pull for.
What side you sitting on? What color you wearing, bro?
Y'all gonna have to wait till the fall. Y'all know I do a preview of every game. You had to wait till that segment to find out. And so now, on this day, I shall reveal who I'm rolling with when my two schools match up. I'm talking about the illustrious Jackson State University and the University of Southern Mississippi. You feel me? But before I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that share button, put all you people on it. And after you're done watching this video, make sure you go watch plenty more. But yes, I've been anticipating this segment for quite some time. Yeah, you understand. Going all the way back to when I first saw this game on the schedule. You understand? I said, oh boy, that's gonna be an interesting one right there. Oh, I know the real ones. Can't wait till I talk about that one right there. Because see, nobody in this game is better equipped to talk about this particular game right here. When I say this game, I'm talking about this entertainment business. Nobody in this entertainment business is more equipped to talk about this one than your homeboy first. You feel me? Matter of fact, let me show y'all why I'm so equipped. Look, check out your homeboy first right here. Hold on, let me get this band out of the way for you. Look at your homeboy first. That's college first right there. You understand? That's me probably, how many pounds lighter? I'm probably $155, maybe $165 right there. Your boy 229 as of this morning. You feel me? I've been in that weight room and I got some unwanted weight as well. You know what I'm talking about? Like so many of us have. But it's your boy down there at Southern Miss. Rocking the Walter Payton throwback. You feel me? I think I'm coming from the liberal arts building right there. You know what I'm talking about? I majored in psychology down there. And I had to take a lot of classes in the liberal arts building as well, like some English classes, some history classes, shit like that. You feel me? And one of my partners, I think Patty, shout out to Patty. I think Patty, he used to run around with a camera and shit. I think he snapped this picture of your boy down there. You feel me? But look how clean your boy was, rocking the Walter Payton. Now that's a 2X. Now, mind you, I can still wear that shit. You may have seen me on this show wear that damn jersey. You understand? Now, I need to wear a 2X. Ain't no way in the hell I should have been no goddamn 2X back then. And it's a throwback. I paid $200 for that throwback. I got it out of North Park Mall. You feel me? At the height of the throwback era. Some of y'all young folks don't know nothing about that because you were not there. You were not there. You understand? So this is peak my life right here. Because Jackson State University has been so near and dear to me and my family shit, going all the way back to the 70s, when my mama went there. And all the way up through now. Okay? But I chose to go to undergrad at Southern Miss. Okay? And I chose to go to Jackson State to complete the criteria for me to become a licensed teacher. Okay? So your homeboy first is well versed in both universities. Both universities have done right by me. Here's another blast from the past right here. I found this after my mama passed away, and I was cleaning out my room at her house and found this in my closet. I used to wear this in high school. Now it's an extra large. My wife claimed I didn't need that size at the time. My wife slicked me throwing shots at me and letting me know that I was too skinny back in the gap. Now she fell in love with the skinny pimp back then. She fell in love with your boy. When I left high school, I was 145 pounds. And this woman been the lady in my life since I was in 6th grade. So I ain't no telling how little I was back then. But that's what she fell in love with. You understand? But yeah, I was rocking this. You feel me? Hold on, let me let y'all see the back. This shit go hard. I used to love this sweater. Man. You feel me? So, Jack State, man, just near and dear to my heart. But grew up in an all-black neighborhood. Went to all-black school from preschool to the 8th grade. Then I went to St. Joe in Madison, which was wild. It was my first time being around white people. It was like upper middle class white people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it really wasn't the real world like that for real. So my collegiate choice for undergrad came down to Millsaps College, which they were saying was the best academic college in Mississippi at the time. And I was a A student. I graduated high school with highest honors. So that was on my list. Jackson State was on my list again with the family ties and everything like that. If I was gonna go to an HBCU, it was gonna be Jackson State for undergrad. And Southern Miss was on my list for like a bigger PWI. And me wanting a different experience than my upbringing, wanting to go to a bigger school that you can readily just see on TV. They used to be ranked at the time in football and shit like that. My brother Ray Caesar was already down there. He was my high school basketball teammate. So it seemed like he enjoyed his time down there. I chose to major in psychology, and they had a good psychology program down there. And I wanted to kind of get away from home. My home life was real. My mama and my grandmama were amazing, but my family as a whole was not. I'll just leave that at that. And so I chose to go to Southern Miss. Okay. And so here's one of my Southern Miss hoodies from back in the gap. You feel me? I don't know what size this one is. Probably extra large. Probably extra large too. Yep. Yeah. So this is another blast from the past. You feel me? All right. So I graduated from Southern Miss in 2007. Number one in my class. With a degree in psychology, with a BA in psychology. 4.0 in that subject, 3.879 overall. You know what I'm talking about. And ended up not being able to go into that major for my career because a fuck boy pig ass cop attacked me like 3 weeks before my graduation down there. Okay. We used to go off campus to party, the fraternities and sororities down there, the black fraternities and sororities down there. They used to have to rent out these clubs and shit off campus, and we go to their parties. And long story short, after one of those parties in the parking lot, I'm out there trying to move my mixtapes and shit like that. And this goddamn police jumped on my ass. He said, "Whose car is this?" Outside of my vehicle. Saying, "My car, Mr. Officer, I'm better move in 1 second, baby." Tried to pass the CD to a motherfucker. Goddamn police picked my ass up. Little 165 pound ass. Slammed me on my car. I said, "I ain't your motherfucking baby." I pushed him off me. Said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He hit me in my face. I started hitting his motherfucking ass. Which is legal. You don't have to let the police beat your ass. You feel me? But y'all know how that shit went. Black kid, white cop, Forest County, Mississippi. Forest County named after Nathan Bedford Forrest, one of the founders of the Ku Klux Klan. I went to jail that night. You feel me? Long story short, I got video on YouTube. You can go look that up. It's called "I Was Nearly George Floyd." You can go look that up. But long story short, the charge got reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor. I still maintain my innocence because I was fucking innocent, but bitch ass judge didn't see it that way. I was found guilty, had to pay a fine. But when I tried to get a job in psychology, nobody would hire me because I would be honest with them about what had happened to me. You know what I'm talking about? And so these white folk weren't trying to hear that. So I ended up trying to be a substitute teacher at Holy Child Jesus School in Canton, Mississippi, which was the little small Black Catholic school that I went to from preschool to 8th grade. The school had started going to 6th grade by this time, and they needed a PE teacher instead of just a sub. So the great Dr. Felicia Jackson really saved me right then by hiring me. I was a married man. I was dead broke. We were living with my mama. She had hired me and gave me some game on how I could become a licensed teacher. So then I had to make a decision. Where was I going to go? In Mississippi, they have this program called the alternate route. You feel me? And with the alternate route, it's really for people who didn't major in education but are willing to teach. So you can go take these classes or whatever and get your certification as a teacher. So I was being told you can go to either Jackson State or you can go to Mississippi College or Belhaven. One of them, I can't remember them. One of the small PWIs in the Jackson area. One of those two. I can't remember which one. And you know, people were telling me, "No, you don't want to go to Jack State. They ain't gonna do right. They gonna mess up with your documentation. They gonna mess up with your transcript. They gonna mess up with it." And I said, "No, fuck that." I wasn't hit because by this time, see, that experience at Southern Miss had taught me a lot of shit. You understand? See, my high school basketball coach, Keith Barnes, had told us keep living. And we never really understood what coach was talking about. You feel me? Like it didn't make sense. Some of the things he was saying, like very popular. You know, I was voted most talented, I think, in 10th grade. I think I was voted class favorite, 11th grade, and most likely to succeed in 12th grade. And ain't nobody in here calling me no N-word and nothing like that, you know what I'm talking about? But he said, keep living. And you're going to experience some shit. And I'd be damned. Southern Miss opened my eyes to a lot of shit. Now, again, I still value my time down there. Now, I met my brother Ray Caesar at St. Joe. Like I said, he was my teammate on the basketball team. But we deepened our bond at Southern Miss. He became my brother at Southern Miss. That's why I met Tim G. Jacob, the honorable one. You feel me? That's why I met my brother JoJo. You know what I'm talking about? Or I like to call him Josephus. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I met all them boys. That's why I met Brandon McNeil of the King McNeil collection. Make sure you're shopping with him now. I've been telling y'all to visit kingmcneil.com for the longest now, but y'all thought it was a game. Check this out. I told you, if you a D9 member, they got you. Take a look at the inventory. Y'all see everybody is represented right here. And they got something new for y'all too. They got a collegiate collection. Let's check this out. Now, some of these haven't been stocked yet, but they do have the license for all of these institutions that you see right here. All right. And if you're wondering why Jackson State University isn't listed, don't blame King McNeil. They've applied. But let's check out what they got over there for A&M. Let's just see. Come on, dog. If you got somebody in your life who's a real one over there down with A&M, you might well go ahead and buy something for them. Look at that. Ain't that hard? That's hard right there. That's hard right there. And they got this kind of stuff either right now for all those institutions I just showed you, or they got it on the way. So shop with the King McNeil collection. And as I always say, just tell them first sent you. My psychology classes, I learned a hell of a lot. They were great. I met Dr. Curtis Austin, a expert in the Black diaspora. You feel me? Amazing man. So I value my time, and it opened my eyes to true race relations in this motherfucking country. You know what I'm talking about? So by the time I'm making this decision on where to go take these classes to get my teacher certification, I ain't trying to hear that, oh, white is right shit. I ain't trying to hear that anything that's black run is inferior or incompetent. Not saying I ever believe that shit. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm like very sensitive to people telling me this shit at this time. You know what I'm talking about? So I went to Jackson State University. Completed my requirements. I was in their MAT program, Master of Arts and Teaching program, but I didn't finish that because if you just get a master's as a teacher, your ass really ain't making no real money, extra money in Mississippi. That was wasting my motherfucking time. But I completed what was necessary to become a licensed teacher, and it was rough. No, I got A's in all the courses, but I'm talking about working all day and driving all the way to Lynch Street, go to that goddamn education building, go up in there, sit in the classes. Then you had to write so many fucking papers and all that kind of shit. But got it done, completed it. I think we had the ceremony for all of those who had completed the program, or at least the requirements. Had a ceremony for that, and I was very proud of myself. Still very, very proud of myself, and very appreciative of my professors. You feel me? I remember Dr. Gentry in particular, man. He was really so vibrant, so energetic. You know, this fucking night class, man. I'm sure he had been doing something during that day, but that motherfucker was lit up in that bitch. I took that with me into my courses as a teacher as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what time of day it was. Early, it could be first period, it could be 6th, 7th period, goddamn it. I was gonna be lit, you know what I'm talking about? Dr. Gentry was lit as well, and I really like that. One of my professors at Jack State got on my ass because to go through all this shit, to teach all day, then drive down there and take those classes. I was drinking Red Bulls like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. And after class one night, he got on my ass and just simply told me stop drinking that shit because it was so detrimental to my health. And I think that was Dr. Brown, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, my fatherless ass, hearing that from this esteemed black man, this accomplished black man, that's the kind of shit I needed. That's the kind of shit I wanted. And I haven't drank a Red Bull since. You understand? So just in those couple of semesters, getting that game from these black men meant a lot. So yeah, I missed out on the campus experience and all that kind of shit. But without taking those courses, I wouldn't have been able to have the stellar career as a teacher that I had and help all of the countless students that I did. You feel me? So, I mean, when you add everything up, you know, with Jackson State being my family school, you know what I'm talking about, and us having this lifelong attachment to Jackson State. And then you also got to take into account I really grew up at Southern Miss. became self-actualized at Southern Miss, really found myself and who I am and what I believe in while I was down there. But then still having to go back and rely on that tried and true institution, Jackson State University, when it came to getting certified to teach. If the question is, who your homeboy first gonna roll with when Jackson State University plays Southern Miss, then my fandom has to go to the I love, or as I like to say, the illustrious Jackson State University. You feel me? And with that goddamn being said, I need y'all youngins to stop talking right now. Attention. All y'all football players. I don't like some of the shit I'm hearing out here in these podcast streets. I don't like some of the shit I'm seeing online. I don't like it. Because some folks are conceding. Some folks are just going ahead and saying, y'all, it's okay if y'all lose this game. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You play to win the game. Ain't that what Herman was said? That's what he's saying. Especially when you're playing football. This is violence. This is violence. You cannot take your ass out there with a mindset, hey, we getting paid to play, as long as we keep this shit competitive. No, that's how you get your ass knocked out. You need to go out there and be aggressive. You need to be out there and be on point. You need to try to go out there and prove something. You can change the trajectory of our program with a win. Yes, you can. Now, you already made history last year by winning the Celebration Bowl. You feel me? Why not make more history this year? And get us that that win over an FBS program. Why not? Why fucking not? Huh? Southern Miss is the third biggest school in the state. You the fourth. You the fourth. Shit. In these previous years, the fan base, been the Jackson State fan base, has been killing Southern Miss in attendance. Again, I went to both. I've been keeping up with both. It's been sad. It's been sad what's been going on down there in Hattiesburg. Sad. When I went down there, you had a man by the name of Bauer. Coach Bauer was the coach. And no, they weren't going to win no goddamn national championship. But and they had a little inferiority complex their damn self. They didn't think they could beat Mississippi State and Ole Miss. They didn't think they could beat Alabama, even though the damn slogan was anywhere, any place, anytime, and shit like that. But I remember distinctly being on that campus when Southern Miss played Nebraska. And I'm going to get me something to eat, and I'm walking past a football player. You know, these football players bopping around the goddamn campus like they the biggest shit, like they got the biggest dicks in the world or some shit. But when Nebraska pulled up, I heard one of them goddamn football players say, hey, dog, they here. They here. And right then, I knew we were going to get our ass whooped because they were scared. They were scared. And I'm telling you right goddamn now, you better not take your ass down there to Hattiesburg. So to Jack State, you better not take your ass down there to Hattiesburg and be scared. I don't give a fuck that these boys playing the Sun Belt. They got to see you. I don't give a damn about that. You go down there and win the goddamn game. You are more accomplished in your league than Southern Miss has been in its league ever. You are. The program has more Hall of Famers. It does. If money wasn't a fucking issue, especially if we can get these goddamn rappers and actors and singers to start giving some of their money over to these HBCUs and try to level the playing field some with the money, you sure enough wouldn't have these discrepancies today. But I'm telling you, in terms of energy, Jackson State got more. They do. See, I tried here on put it on some like the hub for black culture in Mississippi. Okay, so I tried to not only cover Jackson State. You feel me? I tried to cover Southern Miss. I tried to cover Mississippi State. I tried to cover Ole Miss. My brother Tim G. Jacob, that was his job. You know what I'm talking about? I said, I got the HBCU shit down. You know what I'm talking about? You hold down the PWI joint. Some of y'all been down with me long enough that y'all remember some of them shits. Wasn't no energy. I discontinued it. Wasn't finna waste my time with that shit. And can I blame them? Some of them were getting their ass kicked. Even when we get our ass kicked, talking about Jackson State now, even when Jackson State get their ass kicked, the fan base still gonna show the fuck up. They still gonna show out. They still gonna talk their shit on that internet. So I'm calling on you players. If the fan base can do that, you can take your ass down there to Hattiesburg. You can enter into the Rock and play your goddamn ass off. You had to execute. You had to limit these fucking penalties. And you're going to have to goddamn bring your lunch pail. Because it's time to go to work. So don't listen to what these motherfuckers saying. Don't listen to what nobody talking about. Like, oh, this game don't matter. This game will not stop us from accomplishing any of our ultimate goals. That's true. That's true. But you can tell them folks, hey, no, fuck that. I was watching some behind the scenes shit about the 90s Bulls. And Phil Jackson, it was in Game 7 of 1998 conference finals with the Pacers. They say Phil Jackson went in the locker room trying to tell his team, get them ready for the possibility that they could lose. And Michael Jordan had to tell them, man, fuck that, Phil, we winning. But where y'all at? I know Coach Vance Jones got that kind of mindset. I know he got that kind of mindset. But I need some of you players to be him. Where that's at? When these folks telling y'all this ain't got nothing to do with SWAC contention. This ain't got nothing to do with getting to the Celebration Bowl. You tell them, fuck that. If I'm going to put on this chin strap, if I'm going to put on my jock strap, if I'm going to put on my pads and my jersey and my cleats, God damn it, I'm going out here to win the game. And that's what you do. Southern Miss is going to be all right. Southern Miss ultimately going to be all right. Okay? Funding-wise, Southern Miss is going to be all right. They got an alum. It's a former governor. Southern Miss going to be all right. They got an alum, Hall of Fame quarterback who can steal welfare money and not even be charged. Southern Miss going to be all right. Because the power structure in Mississippi going to make sure Southern Miss be all right. You understand? And see, that's why I value my time at Southern Miss and the black culture down there. A lot of y'all Jacksonians know about the black culture down there because you brought your ass down there for Q Delta. I saw ya. Some of y'all came on down there to get your dick wet. Some of y'all came on down there to get your man. I saw ya. You feel me? It wasn't 60,000 motherfuckers up in there partying at the multipurpose center just coming from Southern Miss. I saw you, so y'all know about the black culture down there. All right? For the PWIs in Mississippi, Southern Miss is it when it comes to black culture. Okay? But it still ain't no HBCU. It still ain't no goddamn HBCU. See, I was one of those motherfuckers down there who I was supposed to be the face of the Black Studies major. They were making a Black Studies grad major. And I was supposed to be the inaugural person to really do that. You know, my mentor, Dr. Curtis Austin, spearheaded that charge. That shit didn't work out for a myriad of reasons. One chiefly being that a motherfucker lied to me, not Doc, but his partner lied to me about how they were gonna help me at that time in terms of, promoting my music and shit like that, because I was bubbling like a motherfucker at the time. You feel me? But the fact that we had to go through all that shit and try to start some center for Black studies and shit like that, which I wonder if that still exists in this go woke, go broke era that we in this anti-DEI era that we in, where Southern Miss down there trying to erase diversity from its from its mission and shit like that. It's not a problem for the institution you go to. Okay. See, when I was at Southern Miss, you go around that bitch and you look at buildings, and buildings are named after many motherfuckers who didn't want you to be there. There's a building named after Clyde Kennard, who this state sent that man to prison on a trumped up charge of stealing some chicken feed. Finally let him out when he was so sick that he couldn't do nothing but die. What was his real crime? Trying to integrate Southern Miss. See, you young brothers, y'all don't deal with that at Jack State University. You walk around that bitch, you see shit named after Black people just like you. Scholars. Or the Walter Payton Center, named after one of the greatest football players of all time, arguably the greatest football player of all time. That's what you're doing. That's where you are. There's a certain pride you gonna walk on that field with. Yeah, them boys are going out there for Southern Miss. They probably got some bigger NIL bags. That just come back to the history of America, that we're minorities in America, and that there's still, to this day, rampant systemic racial discrimination. But the pride that you have, pride don't pay bills. It doesn't. But that doesn't mean you devalue that shit either. So I want you to walk out there with pride. Lay it all on the line for your university. You feel me? Don't sell nothing short. Go out there with straight dog mentality and do your best to make history. Because when it comes to JSU versus Southern Miss, I'm rolling with that blue and white. Put it on some. I appreciate you watching. I think you'll enjoy these other videos too. So check them out now.